I'm getting ready to take the sledgehammer to this old brick fireplace, and pretty much everything else in the room too. The goal is to build a new fireplace that looks like this one here. I love old houses, and I am all about preserving character in old homes, but this fireplace had been painted. And in order to get that paint off, I would probably have to sandblast. On top of that, the hearth was sagging like 3 inches into the floor. I expected this hearth extension to be concrete, and there was some concrete in it, but what absolutely blew my mind is that after breaking it apart a little bit, I just found like 5 inches of dirt and rocks below the concrete. I can tell you I'm very displeased with this. Glad I'm redoing it. Look down there. That's the fireplace. I had literally smoke going straight up into my wall. So you can see they just notched the joist in front of the fireplace to hold up the hearth extension. My solution to this problem was the biggest and dumbest and most expensive mistake I have ever made in working on things. Yeah, I just put new joists in and poured the hearth extension right on top of the OSB. And you might think, oh, he realized his mistake right then and he fixed it. Oh, but no. No, I did not. I continued to work for another full 2 weeks. In fact, I even crafted up a lightweight fireplace design, something that wouldn't press down too much on the joist. It was made from a custom welded steel frame, metal studs, and cement board. So here I am, 2 weeks later with the sledgehammer, ripping out all of my hard work. But that's okay, because the next one I built was 5 times cooler. You might be surprised to know that I actually do read the building code and I'm a licensed contractor. But maybe I skimmed the building code would be a little bit more accurate. The concrete pad in front of the fireplace can't just sit on the wood floor. It's a code violation. It has to be supported by the masonry structure itself. So here I am cutting the floor out in the basement so we can build a proper foundation for this thing that starts at the footer level underneath the basement floor. Here's our form work. We've tapped into the blocks and added some bracing and extra supports. It's not very pretty, but I do think it will hold. I hope it will hold. We are all prepped for our pour. We got a lot of rebar tapped into our wall down there. It's all welded together. Here it is, 22 bags of concrete, and we're done. Since I've got a super strong foundation now and I don't have to worry about being lightweight, I'm pouring this entire design out of concrete. So I have to build a super complex concrete form, starting with an arch shape. Layer 1 is the arch here. Now I have to work my way out 2 more layers, and the mind warp about it is that you're thinking backwards. The form has to come out of the fireplace when the concrete pour is done. Had to add a little bracing in the corners. So there's the actual shape that our pour is going to be. We tapped and set a bunch of rebar and then welded it all together. So I poured about another 23 bags of concrete, which is about half a yard or 2,000 pounds. I should also clarify, guys, since I'm out here on the job site in Berks, this is my own house I'm working on. see. Got some separation. I don't know if that's because I was too slow on my pour or what. Nothing sitting on top of it though, so I'm really not worried about it. I took some heat in a short video for not vibrating the form, and there's a good reason I didn't vibrate it. Because I don't have a vibrator, right? I don't do a ton of work like this. So when I was tapping the form with the hammer, it started to blow out in one area. So I said, you know what? I think I'm okay with it not looking as good, and I left it alone. Got all our rebar in. It's a little funky, but I think it'll do the trick. So these are the forms for the columns down at the bottom. They've got a little 1/2-inch lip at the top to kind of give them a cap. And I thought it would be a very easy pour. Ledge inside. So guys, I got lazy. I decided that these blocks would be sufficient to hold these forms in place. After all, it was only just like 2 inches of concrete. Well, it happened, so I guess I'll take a video of it. I got lazy with my forms, and what do you know, they pushed out, and now there's concrete everywhere. Needless to say, there was no more videoing during the process. I was livid at myself. Here we are next day. You can see they sunk down a little. To be expected with as water as that concrete was. I gotta say, I think that's about best case scenario. We're now gonna fix this piece I snapped off, removing the forms. We're also going to try to fix this corner here. So I didn't film taking the second one off, guys, but yeah, I broke it in multiple areas. Alright, it's been a couple hours. This stuff dries really fast. Let's see if it breaks off when I pull this form. Nope. It's not exactly ready for tile. This edge down here is pretty bad. I hadn't noticed that before, but we'll make it work. With some more chiseling, some grinding, and some skim coating off camera, I was able to get this thing relatively looking good for tile. Guys, I've got everything pre-cut for my first play here. We're gonna do just this arch here. Or if I'm putting way too much on. I'm sure somebody who knows what they're doing is thinking, man, this guy is screwing up big time. Got my center line here, and yeah, we're just gonna start sanding it. So I have virtually no tile experience. I helped an old boss of mine lay the tile in his personal house. They were big 3-foot by 3-foot tiles, but that's all I've done. So I could have brought in one of my guys who works for me or watch a bunch of videos, but I wanted to learn, so I decided to just send it. Here's the first few. I said something was gonna go wrong. Maybe I jinxed it. All right, but this mortar's setting up. So instead of trying to slap it all on the wall like you would be doing a floor, I'm buttering them. And the mortar's staying in my bucket. It's not drying up super fast. And so I've been working for like 30 minutes, and it's going really well now. So it looks like I'm moving really fast, but you're looking at the second day of tile work when I started on these caps. By then, I had luckily learned that I could tape them together with painter's tape and get the miters tight like I would in woodworking. And here's the first one. So the goal with my design and all these miters on the caps, etc., was to make this thing look like it had been built out of green bricks. We're doing this ledge here. We got everything pre-cut and taped up. I think we're gonna have better luck getting things to go together real nice this time. When I started, I had these elaborate plans on how I was gonna do the layout to make everything line up just so, and honestly, pretty much all of them just fell apart. So I really just ended up improvising the entire design as I went. In a few areas, it did bite me. These miters are way better. If only I'd started with this method. Got our first set of tile all cut and taped and ready to go on. We're gonna do the next layer out. Right here. And right here. As I went, I started to develop some systems. I would cut them all at once, tape them all at once, and install them all at once. As you can see, I've got the face on up above, and I had to break away from my brick design, unfortunately, for that part. The tiles just weren't long enough, and this is one of the areas where I was kind of bummed about how the layout turned out. And it's not that I didn't want to show you the video on purpose. The files, unfortunately, were deleted somehow. So this happened when I was putting the ceiling in. Dropped the nail gun, bang, broke that there. Obviously I've removed it since, and then, my corner. So I'm gonna have to do a little repair work here. We got all the tiles set. We're gonna just clean it up, get all the little cement smudges and chips off. We'll peel the tape, and then we're gonna grout this thing. We're done with the tile. We got it all cleaned up. We're getting ready to put the grout on. Grout is this funky brown color. ChatGPT says it probably will dry black. I hope it's right. We're getting it done. We've got the bulk of the grout off. Just working on these last smudges. My grout's pretty dry now. I just need to take the polish pad to it. As you can see over here, I've already done that to a bit of it. It's really coming to life. I honestly don't believe that this stuff is gonna change color at all, but I mean, please enlighten me. What about prism charcoal looks like the grout on this fireplace? I mean, if this was a client's project, I'd be redoing it. Huge problem. So prism, not cool. For the mantle, I wanted to do cherry, and that's because I love cherry. Also, that's what I'm doing my casings and baseboards out of. If you look at the baseboards next to us, those are curly cherry. That means it's got like this three-dimensional look to it. But the mantle, I couldn't find in curly cherry, so it's just 2-inch thick regular cherry. Here's the original drawing. And here's the finished product. I calculated that it took me about 6 weeks just to do the fireplace portion. Now that does include the first one that I had to destroy. The rest of the room is not included in that timeline. In all, I counted 320 miter cuts I had to make, not including the ones that got thrown out, for a total of 160 miter joints. Starting with the foundation, there's about 6,000 pounds of concrete here and about $1,200 worth of tile. All you guys with tile experience, let me know how I can improve in the comments. And if you like this video, guys, you might like the one that's popping up on your screen right now. Check it out next.